What's going on, boys and girls? Hope you guys are doing all right. Thanks for tuning in. Episode 5 of The Seventh Man. Here we go. This is going to be a little bit different from what I have been doing. I've been more focused on scores, but now I kind of want to get into the Division 1 and Division 2 districts of how we're sitting, how we're looking. Now we're 2 games into them, except for the districts that only have 4. They haven't played. They're going to start playing this week. I want to look at them and see how we're sitting, because we're already getting a better idea. We're already getting a better idea of what we're going to look at playoff wise. But first, I do want to get into some private school scores. You guys know that I like to give them some love as well. So let's go. Let's get into it. Big game, huge game. Live Oak over Coram Dio, 84-80. That one, I knew it was going to be a tight game, but I didn't think it was going to be that tight. I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game, but the 84-80, man, that's closer than what I thought it was going to be. Another big game that I was getting wore out over. Wore smooth out. I even did a little video for my prediction. Thesa over JCSA, 56-6. I did predict Thesa to win it, but I didn't think it was going to be by 50 points. I did expect it closer than what it was, but you know, JCSA, they just had an off night. They will meet up again in the playoffs, and I think it's going to be a different outcome. I think they'll be ready for them this time. Bracken over Fredericksburg, 56-8. Grant Peters had a good first half, because I think they went into the third quarter and scored on the first play. He had a good first half, 150 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. That's a good game for that kid. I like watching them play. They're a good team, really good team. A game and score I did not expect. I picked Austin Veritas. I think that's how you say it. I'm pretty sure, over Marble Falls Faith. I picked him. Marble Falls won 52-6. I do believe I was told that Austin had a couple turnovers, and that kind of bit them in the rear. We all know how turnovers go. That's the worst thing that can happen. But Marble Falls, they're legit. They're the real deal. Then Fort Worth Covenant over Baird, 78-30. I posted it on Instagram. Fort Worth Covenant is the real deal. Their offense is crazy good. Crazy good. Then last one I want to talk about is Conroe Covenant took down Calvert in a pop-up game that it was canceled. Then it was back on for Friday. I think they called Friday morning and said, hey, well, let's go ahead and play. But Conroe beat them 48-12. Major props from Conroe. The one thing everybody knows, you got to get prepared for that week, for that game, for that team. Conroe had no time. I think they had just a little bit when that game when they decided they were going to originally play the game before it got canceled. I think they looked at a couple things, but they started prepping for 2 weeks from last week. And so they had no prep time, and they come and beat them 48-12. That's a big thing. Now, Calvert, they're 2-2 now. And one of those wins is because of a forfeit. So technically, I guess you can say they're 1-2. 2 losses that they had, they're against private schools. And this is no disrespect at all to those 2 private schools, because Calvert is supposed to be one of the best teams out there. And right now they're not. They're not at all. They should be running over everybody that they play. But this season has been horrible for those guys. I'm ready to get into the playoffs so we can see exactly what they're going to do against our better teams. Again, no disrespect at all to those 2. I think it's Brian Allen Academy and of course Conroe, because I know what the kind of team Conroe is. No disrespect to you guys at all. You are great teams, but Calvert is disappointing me right now. If that makes sense to you guys. Okay. All right, moving on to our district talk. There's several districts, again, that have 4 teams. So they hadn't started playing yet. So if I skip, that's why I hadn't said anything about them, because they haven't played, obviously. So here we go, Division 1, District 1. One of the biggest games this week is going to be Happy and Valley. It's going to be the deciding 1 and 2. I don't think anybody else is going to, well, I know nobody else is going to be able to touch those. So that's the kind of matchup that I like to see. 2 teams like that knocking heads for a first and second place. District 2, I think it's safe to say that, let me see, yeah, Knox City and Spur probably are going to be our 1 and 2. Their game is next week, and it's going to be a good one. It'll be a good one for sure. I was really liking Paducah. I told you guys a couple weeks ago that I was on the Paducah train, and they're still kind of in the mix, and some things can happen where they're up there, but I just don't see it happening for them, unfortunately. And I hate saying that because I like that team, but I just don't. Paducah guys, I'm sorry, I just don't see it happening. Moving to District 4, we're skipping 3, going to 4. Borden County, I still don't see them having an issue at all, which I said that before. Probably got O'Donnell with the second spot from the way it looks. They've already beaten Whiteface, so it's just going to come down to them beating Meadow, and I don't think they're going to have any problems. So District 7, this is probably coming down to the last game of the season with Hermley and Roby. And let me look. Yeah, it's a big game this week, believe it or not, because it's Rotan and Hermley, and it can affect a lot. And when I say that is it could completely wipe Rotan out, and this could hurt Hermley big time, because if they were to lose, it's just going to make it easier for Roby to take that first spot. I don't see Hermley taking that loss or that L, but it's a possibility, and you got to consider everything, every variable of who wins and who loses. So you can't ever say that's not going to happen, because it could, and it could happen this week with those two. District 8, it's going to be the Sterling City and Westbrook show for sure. Big, huge game this week. It's a game. It's a game week. A week of the dadgummit. I can't. It's got me excited. It is a game of the week as well. It's after this game we're going to know who 1 and 2 is, without a doubt, no questions. Then let me slide up. We're going to go to District 10. And this one is set last week or whenever it was when Union Hill beat Leverett's. And I told y'all that Campbell might be in the mix a little bit, might stir some stuff up. But Fruitvale, a really bad Fruitvale team, beat Campbell, and I was just completely wrong about this district. So, Coach Bragdon, I just want to tell you I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I hope you still like me. Let's go District 11. Now, this is one of those complicated ones. It can change in a heartbeat. And I kind of like this kind of district because you never really know how it's going to come out. I said last week that if Bynum lost to Avalon, they were done. That happened. I also said that if Covington lost to Blum, they were out. Covington had a horrible, heartbreaking loss Friday night, and it takes them out. I listened to that game on Six Mania, and it was crazy. Covington had a good lead going into the fourth quarter. I'm going to talk about that just for a second before we move on. Had a big lead going into the fourth quarter. Then the turnover bug hit them, and it hit them hard. I think they lost one onside kick, and it just went downhill from there. It snowballed. Let's see. Blum scored 40 unanswered points in the fourth quarter with like 6 minutes left to go, and Covington lost it. I mean, you can hear on the broadcast from the sideline how crazy it was on that sideline. And never mind, I'm not going to say that. So moving on. Anyways, Avalon, Blum, Milford, they still got to play each other. So these next couple of weeks, it's gonna be fun watching those three teams go. I'm really liking Avalon right now to win it, probably. And probably Milford's going to take that second spot. But again, I said that it can go so many ways. It's hard to tell right now. So it's really after this week, we'll get a better idea of how the outcome is going to be. District 13, one of my favorite districts. This past week, it kind of shaped some things up a little bit of how it's going to turn out. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Gorman and Santa Ana are out. And I don't like saying that Santa Ana was out because I had hopes for those guys. They started out good, undefeated, and another one that just took them out quick. Now, Gorman put up a really good fight against Linville. I knew they were going to kind of be there a little bit, but I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was. So kudos to those guys, but they're done. Pretty sure they're done. So we're looking at Baird and Linville next week. That's going to be for the second spot. Again, May's going to run away with it. But with that being said, I'm very, very interested on how Baird handles May for this week. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a better game than what people think. I haven't seen the spreads yet, if the spreads are out, so I don't know what we're looking like there. But I have heard and I have seen how a lot of people are saying and thinking that May is overrated. I don't think they. Well, I'm just going to tell you, I don't think they are. I don't see it. I haven't seen it for myself, and I don't know. I think it'd be an okay game, but May is probably going to win it without a problem. So I just want to see, and I want to know why people think May is overrated. I don't get it. I don't know. But some of you know more about May than I do, and that's fine. But if you want to give me a reason why you think that, let me know. Let me know. Here we go, District 14. Gonna be looking at Eden and Irion. I don't think any of those in that district will come close to beating Water Valley. So we're going to be looking at an Eden Irion matchup for the second spot. And that's kind of one of those toss-up games you don't ever know. And like I said, stranger things can happen. Let's go District 16. Medina probably has that one locked up for the first spot just by beating Licky. I thought that was going to be flipped around, but again, I was wrong, and that's fine. I don't see any of the other teams causing an issue or stir, so that's Leaky and Medina is going to be your 1 and 2, with Medina being in one spot. So here we go. I'm trying to make these a little bit shorter for you guys. Moving on to Division 2. Good Division 2. Good old Division 2. Start District 1. Follett's good to go. I was positive I'm pretty positive still the Miami Headley game would settle the second spot. So Miami's going to take it because they beat Headley this past week. So there's your Follett's 1 and Miami's 2. I thought that one would be flipped around as well. District 3, Anton beaten Witherall pretty much. With Harold pretty much set the district on that one. And with Amherst losing, yeah, that's Amherst. Amherst lost. I'm pretty sure that one's set. I mean, this is one of those divisions where it's just you're done or you're not done. District 5, and that goes back into last week when I said that I really feel like District 2 has weaker districts completely than District 1. So I caught a little heat over that, but we straightened it all out. So District 5, Balmorhea, it's good. Balmorhea's done with it. Now, don't get me wrong. Crazy things can happen, and I said it before several times before. Stuff happens, and you can have an upset. And I'm not saying that's going to happen in this district. I'm just saying it in general. Crazy things happen, and we've all seen it before. But so when I say this one's done, I'm pretty sure it is, and I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one, especially Balmorhea. But you never know. Grand Falls and Sanderson's going to settle it out this week. These are the kind of games I wish were last game of the season. That way we can anticipate a little bit more and get ready for it. But Grand Falls Sanderson's going to get the second spot there as well. District 6, let's see. This is one of those that I just said, the final game of the season. And it's going to go either way between Blackwell and Lorraine. I wish all of them. I wish we could set the district games up where we know this is going to be a battle. Let's end it. Let's set it for the last. So yeah, that's going to be between Blackwell and Lorraine for sure. District 7, yes, I cannot wait. And I've talked to a couple people about this. I am chomping at the bit for the Motley County Jayton game. I'm fired up over it. It's going to be one of the best games of the season. I really think it will. And I'm going to catch some mess over this one for sure by what I'm fixing to say. But I honestly feel like, and I firmly believe it in my heart, my cold, cold heart, that the winner of this game is going to go to state. So I'm probably going to catch it, but that's okay. But I really think the winner of this game is going to go to state. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait for it. I'm excited about it. That may be one of those games I have to make the trip and go watch it. It's a long way. Let's go District 9, Throckmorton, solid, done with there. It's, like I said before, it's going to go between Looters and, it'll be Looters and Woodson. That's this week's, I think, yeah, they play this week. But it'd be Looters and Woodson take the second spot. I think it's going to be Looters, just like it was last year. But it's a toss-up. But I think, yeah, I'm still recording. It went off. I think it's going to be Luthersville for sure. District 11, Strawn and Gordon. That's always the last game of the season. I don't think it's going to be as close as people think it is. I've heard some that Gordon might pull it off. No. Just want to say, has anyone really took a good look at Gordon's schedule? Go look at it. Go take a good gander at it. And I think it's worth just a couple minutes. Trust me. Just go look at it. Just go look at it. District 12, moving on. Crandall's Gap. I think they probably got this one. I don't think Iredell will be able to beat them. They've been struggling. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe Morgan for that second spot, but that's another one of those that is just a toss-up, and it's going to be between them and Walnut Springs and maybe Iredell right there in the mix if they beat Gap. But for that to happen, they got to beat Gap first to be even remotely close to battling for that second spot. But yeah, I think it'd be between Morgan and Walnut Springs, but I'm kind of leaning Morgan way. District 15, pretty sure this one's set as well with Blanket and Sydney. That'd be the, it'd be Blanket and Sydney. The Sydney Brooksmith game is going to settle it out for sure. If that makes sense. Just go look at it. Go look at the district standings and I think you'll agree with me. District 16, this one got a little scary this past week. It got fun. It had me glued on watching this game. Richland Springs Cherokee got very, 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 it started out very, very, very interesting to say the least in the first half. Cherokee was right there with Richland Springs the entire time, and then they just adjusted after half, and Richland Springs ran away with it. But with that being said, and that win for Richland, that's their district as usual. So it's going to come down to Rochelle and Cherokee for that second spot. I don't know about that one. I'm not sure how I feel about that matchup. So it's another one of those somebody calls heads and they'll win it. So that's the Division 1 and Division 2 districts. Now, just like any other prediction that I make or anybody else makes, it's subject to speculation for sure. Granted, some of these districts were pretty positive on how they're going to end up. And like I said, anything can happen, anything can change, and it messes everything up and surprises everybody. Now, there's some that could go kind of the bottom Avalon district. They could go in so many ways. Anything can happen. Just one win or one loss can affect everything and change the entire outlook. It's going to happen. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year a couple times. And I think we will have a couple ties possibly. Maybe. We'll see. So before I wrap this up, like I said, I want to make these a little bit shorter that way because I know they're usually about 30, maybe 40 minutes long. But before I wrap it up, I want to talk about one player real quick. Just one player. Some of you may have seen it. I posted on the Instagram a few days ago that someone made a really big commitment. He's a senior, Mitchell Crow from Lake Hill Prep. And what this kid, he was offered. And he committed to Washington and Lee University in Virginia. First of all, kid, congratulations. That's an accomplishment very few people get to enjoy, especially with our 6-man family. Very, very, very few people get that opportunity. And what's really cool about this, and I really like this, is Mitchell's only played 3 quarters this year because of an injury. So the kid worked his tail off. And first of all, that shows you the talent that he has, which tells you a lot. If he can send in his highlight reel from his freshman, sophomore, junior year, and a 4-year university is wanting to take this kid and use him on their football team, that's saying a lot about that kid. Definitely. So that there's no excuse why you are going to be sitting on the couch after you graduate. If this is something you want to do, go get it. Mitchell has set an example for every single one of you players, anybody out there, that it can be done. You can go to your next level. If you want to keep going, you can go to the next level and keep playing. And especially with him being out his entire senior year, that's tough. That is tough because I know the kid wants to play for sure. That's tough. But he's guaranteed to keep on because of what he's been able to accomplish and he worked for it. So that regardless of your situation, you can make it happen. It's simple as that. Simple as that. And it doesn't matter if you're a UIL kid, you're a private school kid, or whatever else you're out there as, it can happen. And the opportunities are there. They're out there. It just, you got to work. You got to put in that time. You got to work hard. You have to work for yourself. Talk to your coach. Tell your coach, hey, coach, this is what I want to do. I want to send it to this school. I want to send it to shotgun it out to anybody. What I mean by shotgun, if you've shot a shotgun, you know the BBs fly out everywhere. Shotgun it out there. Just start sending it to this college, this college, this college. Here's my highlight reel. Get your stats ready. Get you a good highlight reel out there. Talk to your coach. Talk to your counselor, your school counselor. Talk to a teacher, your principal, your superintendent, your parents. Guys, you can come to me. I'd be glad to help you guys out. For sure. I mean, if I can help somebody succeed and they move on with something they love to do, I would love to do it. Absolutely. Somebody's out there, guys, that'll help you. Without a doubt, somebody will. Because everybody wants to see any kind of kid succeed. Okay? So, what I gotta say is be a Mitchell Crow. He set an example. He set a big example. Because you don't see very often very many 6-man kids getting this kind of accomplishment. Okay? So, Mitchell, congrats again, man. It's a huge accomplishment. I know I said it several times, but it really is. I know I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. And I think the entire 6-man family, because we are a big family, is happy and they're proud of you as well. So work hard, take care of your business, and you're going to go a long way. Okay? So, my friends, going to wrap it up. Going to wrap it up for this week. Thanks for all the support. I couldn't be happier with the way this is going at all. It's moving, it's getting bigger, and that's what I want to do. Keep sharing it, keep spreading the word, and let's blow this thing up. Let's move. Let's blow this thing up to the next level. We got a really good week of football this week. I'm excited for it. You guys should be too. Hopefully you are getting prepped good because you know you got big games. So let's make the best of it. Take care of yourself. Take care of everybody. Take care. If you come in contact with them, take care of them. Be friends with them. Just say hello. Whatever. You're going to make somebody's day. So, that being said, guys, have a good one. See you next week.